Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Fester's Quest. So, where were we? Oh yeah, we just beaten the first boss. And as you can see, there are problems with this game. Yes, Fester's slow. Yes, the gun upgrade is wonky. And yes, the buildings are pretty much completely pointless. Well, not the ones that give you items, like, you know, where Thing hands you potions or Pugsley gives you TNT. Those are good. But those 3D buildings, that just make no sense whatsoever, really. I mean, I know they wanted to hide a health upgrade in one, but, you know. But still, I actually enjoy this game. The bosses are difficult. And Fester has a decent enough recovery time after he gets hit that, you know, they're not impossible to fight. They're difficult, but not impossible. Hey, there you got to see one change into a fly. Still don't have a whip, but we do have a gun, and I don't want to walk near that thing. The problem with these slimes, I've mentioned it before, I will mention it again and again, is that they drop the massive horde of power-ups and power-downs, and you can't always see the gun there. So after you get everything charged up, it's just better not to even grab half that stuff. Luckily, the game doesn't seem to want to put too many enemies in that little corridor against you, because you couldn't exactly fight them off. And now I must kill cloud of enemies till power-up goes away. And that one. Horde of munching enemies there. Nope, no more? Okay. So, I think the first thing we need to do here, aside from not die to all the enemies, that's kind of the first thing anywhere, really, is actually go get the whip. I do not plan on using the whip much, but having it and getting it fully powered up will help me in corridors like that one that I just went by. Walk over here. Avoid bouncy robots that could easily jump over all those obstacles. And now I have a cat in my lap again. Cat needs to go away, because I'm busy. Down here. I will say that this game is much more linear than you might think it is for an exploration game. Kind of another flaw, I guess. Okay, it is another flaw. It's not an I guess, but it is another flaw. But then again, the way they make you, how weak they made Fester, really, only able to withstand 1 or 2 hits before dying and all that. You really don't want to have too many divergent paths to go down. And actually, if I really wanted to, before I went into the little side passage that led to this stairwell, there's a, if I went further south down that big, long street, I would have found a sewer entrance that was a dead end. Yeah. They actually did put a couple of those in here. Only the one, actually. Not a couple, just one. It's still enough to be really, really annoying. Okay. And oh yes, I did test. And if you die, you go back to the very beginning of the game. I'd forgotten that. Been long enough since I played it. Aw, look at the little spider droid there. Hope you're still around in a second. If I hit the right button. Morticia gives us a whip. The barking whip, I call it. Kinda sounds like it's barking. But see, it will go through the wall. And one thing we will have to be very careful of, aside from the fact that this whip is right now very weak and we need to power it up, because we couldn't power it up beforehand, is that it will also grab power-ups it comes into contact with. So if you're fighting one of those slimes, and as you're wailing on it, it manages to drop a bunch of power downs, your next swing of the whip's going to grab every single one of them. So be careful when using the whip, for more reasons than one. Oh yeah, you guys. Oops. I'm on. Yeah, there's your fun part about fighting these guys. They do that. And of course, me doing that. Yeah, no, I didn't want to use a potion here, but, you know. So see, not only do those guys fire off projectiles at you, they fire off projectiles when they get hit. So those guys are fun to fight. Here they come. But if you can get them from the side, they're not so bad. And go this way. Hope for some whip power-ups in the meantime. That's not a whip power-up. You got everything wrong about that power-up game. Wrong weapon, wrong direction. And once again, cat is pawing at me. It seems like the cat's about to jump in my lap. Like cats do. Okay, now, do I need to do anything else before I pop in this building? I don't think so. I do not believe so. I believe I am done with the previous area. Until I have to pass through it again because this boss kills me. Which is very possible. You notice all these little side paths and all? Yeah, they lead to nothing. Nothing down here. There's nothing down any of the side paths here. But the boss is in here, so let's go kill it. I'll pump him full of potions and he will die. Or pump me full of potions, he will die. And then we get to move on to the next boss. However, moving on to the next boss will happen later. Because for now, I'm going to pause the video. Well, I'm not going to pause the video yet. I will pause the video in a second. But we are essentially done moving forward here. what I'm going to do, I'm going to die on purpose and show you you still end up all the way back at the front. There's a purpose for this, because I want to restock my potions. You notice I pretty much leave, look at that, full potions again. Isn't it lovely? And both clue things are there. So let me show you why I'm not too worried about this. As I pause the video and get back to where I was, mostly. Actually, before I actually get back to where I was, let's show you the whip upgrades. You saw the barking whip. Now we have a chain whip that can still beat things through the wall. Still takes more hits than the gun at this point, but and it's definitely a little more difficult to use than the gun. But if you get used to it, it's worth it. Because the higher level upgrades are nice. But anyway, back in 1 second when I've gotten the next whip upgrade. And here we have the third whip upgrade. More of a morning star than anything. A bit of a longer reach, really. Although I just grabbed a gun power down. Thank you, game. Thanks for that, game. But now you see what I mean about the whip being useful but not useful. Here's where it's mainly useful, killing things through walls. And bosses. Largely because you can't grab any power downs. So back in 1 second when I get my gun back and get the whip up to full. And there we go. I finally have them both. Getting that last gun upgrade back took a lot longer than I want to think about. But yeah, Flaming Whip. With some decent range at that. So before I decided to go after the third boss, I figured I would power up some. I like the Flaming Whip, although still don't want to use it for most of the overworld, just because you've got the things that shoot you when you hit them and all that. You want to be able to get out of the way. And also all the grabbing of power downs, just because you were attacking and not paying enough attention. So anyway, let's pause the video again, and again, and again, and again, and I will show you why I'm not all that worried about making my way back through everything. So here we are, back at the first boss's building. I got through here. And he doesn't come back. That is why you are never too worried about dying and refilling all your potions and the like, unless you're just really, really terrible at navigating the sewers and the streets. And I am sometimes. But anyway, this is a good stopping spot. When I end the video, after I end the video, I will get back to where we left off, and then, when we return, we will be ready to resume from there. So anyway, take care, folks. I will see everyone back next time.